Just basically, I mean, even coach hasn't really seen how the quarterback thing has progressed so far. I mean, from from a player's perspective, what have you seen in those three guys? Basically just since in summer, in 7-on-7s, all that kind of stuff. Just what did you see from each of them?
There's a lot of competition on the field in general. At the wideout position, especially at the quarterback position. So, what you're seeing is, they all got to get their reps. So, if we're only supposed to do 5 sets of 7-on-7, for example, one quarterback isn't getting their set. So, usually we'll always end up doing more. But, they're really doing great. They're all in the film room. They're all staying after practice. If one guy's walking off and they see another guy still on the field, they're turning back around. So they're really creating a lot of good competition. They're all doing really good. And so I know it's going to be hard, but, at the end of the day, I think whoever, Coach Wilson decides to throw out there first is going to really perform for us.
Is it hard when they haven't decided on one guy and you go through camp really not being sure who that guy is?
You would think that maybe the rhythm we've been thrown off or something like that, but at the end of the day, we're all running the same exact plays. They all have the same reads. We really all feel the same kind of thing on every play, and they really got to all put the ball in the same spot. Whether Nate throws a higher ball than Trey, or whether it's little things like that. For a wideout, we'll really just catch anything. But I don't think timing is really thrown off at all at having 3 starting quarterbacks.
How is this year different? Because this is the 3rd year in a row you guys have dealt with a quarterback competition. This time, all these guys are experienced. All these guys have played. Nate's the only one who hasn't started, but he's played major minutes and stuff like that. How does this make this competition different? Just because all those guys have been there before and they know what they're getting into.
Because I know that they're all going to probably look good in camp. It's going to make it really tough. I think Coach Wilson's going to have to look back at how well Trey did at the end of my sophomore season, and then how well Cam and Nate came in and just picked our team up when Trey went down. All those guys really did produce some really good numbers and played really well in gameplay. And so, I really don't know what it's going to be the deciding factor or anything like that. But I think it's going to be really tough. But like I said, I think our whole team is confident in Nate, Cam, and Trey. And, really whoever they want to throw out there, I think it's going to be really good.
Not necessarily putting it on a guy, but what do you think the most important criteria has to be in terms of picking a guy? Obviously, you're not going to make the decision for coach, but what do you think's got to be most important?
Just how they keep their composure, because I think they're all equally gifted, talented. I really just I want to make sure that they can really command the offense, and that Nate being a younger guy, I want to see him be really confident, because you got me, Cody, Deweese, Shane, Isaiah Roundtree, older wide receivers. You got an old running back. You got a young line, but I really want to see take command and control it. And of course we're going to listen, but I don't want them to be hesitant just because they haven't played a lot of football. And I think whatever one really shows that confidence, I think we'll probably understand.
You seem really at ease with what the evolution of the offense. The skeptics always say if you have 3 quarterbacks, that means you don't have any. But since 2 of the guys have actually started, I don't know that it seems like that's applicable to this quarterback duel.
I think the reason why I'm at ease is because every day through the winter, the spring, and the summer, I've got to see them at their worst and at their best, and I know what they're all capable of. And there's no doubt in my mind that there's nothing like I really wish that this guy would start over this guy, and if Coach Wilson goes with a guy that we all don't want, we're all going to be upset because we're equally confident in all 3, just because the way that they're performing, and we're with them every day in the locker room and stuff like that. So I don't think there's a crowd favorite on our team. I think we're really all, that's why we're all at ease, because let Coach Wilson decide that, let him take that into his own hands, because we'll be great with it.
Coach was talking about how I think there's 4 seniors that are actually in the 2 deep on offense. And just talk about leadership and how important is leadership from you as being one of those 4.
I think a lot of people think that being a senior wide receiver, you're supposed to be, like the number 1 best receiver, and everyone kind of looks up to you, type of thing like that. I think I'm definitely the leader of my group, but when it comes to depth, I think that, the number 1 is just as good as the 5 when it comes to, our IU wideouts. And Deweese Wilson, him getting hurt, before that, I think he was the best out of the whole entire group. A lot of guys are going to see that this year. Bruce Wilson is one of the best receivers on the team. Cody Latimer, I don't really need to speak on that. He's already a freak athlete, great receiver. Shane when you see what he can do. And there's even a few guys like Nick Stoner, who, I think he would start on any other Big Ten team, but we have so much depth on this team, it really doesn't matter who's out there.
Coach Wilson was talking about just how you guys didn't always score proportionally to how many yards you got, and finishing drives and stuff like that. What is it going to take to turn all of the passing yardage, receiving yardage that you guys have racked up into points?
The 7-on-7 is something that we've been stressing a lot. Is we just do a lot of goal line offense, a lot of red zone starting at the 25, a lot of 10 and in. That's really been a main focus for us because I think, of course, we moved the ball down there and then come up with nothing. And that's kind of the biggest thing that hurt our team all year is that we had all these yards, like you said, and we couldn't put up any points. And so really just all summer and all spring, he really emphasized at the end of every single practice, and even now we just have a whole segment for it. We're just doing all, scoring touchdowns. Everything we do, we're scoring touchdowns. And just trying to find our best plays for that.
Is there something schematically that you guys are, maybe tweaking, or not to give too much away?
Like a new play or something?
Yeah, or just a new technique of some sort.
No, I think it's just really repetition. This is our third year with this new offense that we got, and I think that with our offense, it's not very concrete. There's a lot of room for you to make your own reads and then kind of make your own decisions. And now that I think that the quarterbacks and the wideouts are making those same reads and same decisions, everything's just been working a lot smoother. So it's not new plays; it's just getting more comfortable with the plays like this.
You talk about the
kind of
depth.
sense of urgency this summer for you, knowing that this was it for you. Did you do anything different this summer than past summer?
I'm going to try to always do my best and really, try to lead this team as much as I can. Of course, there is a little, clock in the back of my head, like this is really it. But I think it just makes it that much more intense and that much more fun. Just because, I got to leave it all out there. And I really try, me, Greg, Mitch, we all try to kind of, preach that to everybody else because it's hard. I remember a senior telling my freshman, it's hard for a freshman to understand that how much this season means, how much every season means, because every year there's a group of seniors that this is their last season. Now to finally be in those shoes for those guys that used to tell me about that before, I'm really trying to get these guys around me to understand that the younger guys so they don't waste time.